Hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by to check out my videos. And if you are a recurring viewer or a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support of my channel. I really appreciate you all being here. So today I'm going to be talking just very briefly about my thoughts of part 3 of Dan Jones's Essex Dogs. And I do apologize for not having this video out sooner. My weekend filming schedule started out with great intentions, and then it got a little bit scooted out of whack, and I wasn't able to get all the videos recorded that I wanted to. So this one's coming a little late. Just got home from work, have a little bit of time now, so I thought I would sit down and get caught up on some of the videos that I meant to put out over the weekend. So Dan Jones's The Essex Dogs is a book that I have been buddy reading slash sort of group reading with Steve Donahue. The novel is in 3 parts, so we took 1 part each week, and then next week we will have our final wrap-up discussion. So that will either be a pre-recorded Zoom call or some sort of live stream video if we can make that work. It may end up being a Zoom recorded discussion just because those are a little bit easier to do. But I have the cover pulled up here. The saga of the Kindle cover not being displayed has resumed. So I'm back to not having covers on the Kindle. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I thought I would just pull up the cover directly within the ebook. It's a great cover, and I always like showing the covers too. It's something that I like when other people show the cover, so I like to show them too. So part 3 of Essex Dogs follows the exact same pacing and style as part 1 and part 2 did. I found it incredibly enjoyable, very quickly paced. It pulls you right into the story. You want to read it. You want to keep reading it. I read part 3 in a day. I sat down and I just read through the entire part, honestly, unintentionally, really just because I kept getting sucked in and thinking, I'll read one more chapter, and then before I knew it, part 3 had ended and the book was done and I needed to make a video, and then I didn't until now. So I really enjoyed part 3. My favorite thing about part 3 and about the novel as a whole is not the setting, it's not the time period. That's all great and very well done. But my favorite thing was the internal dialogue and thought process that we got for our characters. A couple characters more than others, but we got this really great internal sort of decision-making dialogue, sort of stream of conscious, really being able to live inside of our character's mind, live with our character and their thoughts and their fears and their apprehensions and their realizations of the things that they were doing and sort of how they were coping with what they were doing. The Essex Dogs in the title refers to, it's a band at the beginning of the book. It's a band of 10 basically sort of grungy warriors who have been hired out by the King of England to storm the beaches of France. And this is under King Edward III. And so they are basically warriors for hire, and they have, for a lot of them, this has been their career, and so they have experience sort of going into towns and villages and ransacking them and ravishing them and burning them and looting and sort of living that sort of a constantly roaming lifestyle where you are paid for the destruction and chaos that you leave in your wake, and sort of how these characters then deal with the psychological weight of their livelihoods, essentially, and a couple of the characters, sort of their psychological breakdown of their realizations of everything that they have done and everything that they're currently doing and the ways that they make their money and how they come to terms and come to grip with the things that they are doing. So that was my favorite aspect of not just part 3, but of the book as a whole. The setting was fantastic. The historical element was really well done, I thought. Dan Jones is an excellent writer, and I mean, he's an excellent writer in nonfiction that ported directly over to fiction, which I know is not always the case, because it is quite a different task to write fiction versus nonfiction, but I personally think he does it excellently. So those are just a couple of my thoughts on part 3. I'm not going to go on too much longer because I want to save some of my other thoughts for my discussion with Steve sometime next week. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you would like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, and happy reading.